Happy hump day. Uh, a little advisory to this video. I'm losing my voice. We have that sandstorm coming over and I'm having crazy allergy issues. Everything's going wacko over here. My eyes are itchy. It's like because we got sand in our eyes. It's just blowing everywhere. Um, Today is the day after. Dun dun dun. Uh, it was the starter. Um, Let me put this back down a second. Well, let me show you what I'm doing and then I can talk crap. Making some, heating up some water in my electric pot over here. Making coffee. Gonna make iced coffee because it's hot, it's humid, and it's gonna be raining on and off like all day today. I don't even know how much power I'm getting, so the minute I'm done using the power, I quick snap it off because I'm only pulling in 37 out of 90 watts right now. So I'll take it. Um, Gonna be making some blueberry muffins with some coconut. Oh, excuse me. In the sandwich maker again. I'm making this stuff. Gonna make that iced coffee while I got ice. And miracle of all miracles. See, saving your user manuals is a really good idea. So, let's reflect on a few months. I haven't been using my refrigerator. Well, I didn't know that when it's in eco mode, the you can't lower the temperature on this particular refrigerator past 48 or 46 degrees. It's got to be on max. So for 6 months, and I tried this before and it wasn't working. Because I didn't turn it off, disconnect it from the electric for 30 seconds to let it reset. Anything with that has to do with crap like this, okay? If you have an issue with it, unplug it, let it reset for 30 seconds. Because if you do it in 20 seconds or you do it in 15, sometimes it won't turn on. Leave it the full 30 seconds to reset itself inside. So, I was messing with it the other day, and, yuck, what the hell is this? Sand. Shit's everywhere. And I mean everywhere. There's like a pound of sand in here. I'm just itching all over. I want to rip my face off. It's so itchy. Um, so anyway, we got sand flying everywhere. Enough of that. It's the day after. We're out of the parking lot, obviously, because the door is open. Um, it was the starter. Four guys pushed Malar into the bay, and I heard them beep the horn, and they cheered, like, because they got it on the lift. And it was up in the air, and they were laughing. They were making a joke out of it, that they got it in there, with all this shit in here. They pushed this, got it into the bay, and up on the lift. 4.5 hours later, the extra half an hour was because they're trying to clean up the engine. What we think happened, although the starter was about due to go anyway, and it probably wasn't in great shape with the way this guy drove around. This guy did over 110 miles per day on the car. That's a long commute to work. So I have no idea what this guy did for a living, but he put 110 miles on the car every single day. Um, there was a possibility that there was a pool of oil. Like I was telling you, there was oil all over the engine still, and I kept trying to get in there to I could only get my hands in so much, and I can't climb under the car and stick my arm up from underneath because we got fire ants everywhere. It's fire ant season. Forget it. You can't even leave the grass alone. So they get under there and they think that it was possibly either it was its time to go and or a little bit of oil dripped onto the starter and was slowly shorting it out, because every once in a while a little smoke would come out, but that was mainly in the morning, so I thought it was leftover crap on the engine or condensation, because the whole car is covered. It looks like you just came out of a car wash every morning in Florida. So when you start your car in the morning, it looks like middle of January up north with big clouds of smoke coming out of your muffler because it's burning off all the condensation everywhere. So I didn't think nothing of it because it would stop about the same time that the smoke was coming out of the back. Now, probably oil dripping on the starter and burnt it out. What had happened was I went to the gym, take a shower, went in. I parked a little bit away trying to get some walking in. Thank God I did, because when I came back out at 10:30 on Thursday night at the beginning of Memorial Day weekend, yeah, real funny, God, the car wouldn't start. So I tried it. I tried it a couple of times. I didn't want to keep starting the car. That's the worst thing you can do, especially if your timing chain broke. The more you try to spin those wheels, the more damage you're doing to your engine, if it wasn't already destroyed the minute the timing chain broke. All right, so get into that later on. Do your homework and have someone check out your timing chain, because I ran into somebody who was doing 75 miles an hour on I-95 when her timing chain broke. She required an entire new engine. That was a very scary moment for her. So have someone check your timing chain. So the last half hour of the work was checking out the timing chain and trying to get any oil that was puddled up on anything even near the starter. They tried to clean off all that. We're good to go. That repair using my whole check left $130. $700 with my discount. They got it down from $780 to $700, so they took $80 off with my discount for that. Yeah. So I'm making these videos now. I don't know when the hell I'm gonna put them up. Be sometime later on, and you're gonna be watching. This is June 4th. Won't be watching these till probably 4th of July, possibly, if I can get that done by then. I don't know. I have to pay 2 phone bills next month. I don't know how I'm going to do it. It'll be till August that I equal out of this car repair, because my post office box was due this month. So let's start this and we can talk while I'm baking. I'm putting some coconut into this in the sandwich maker. So let me do the coffee while the water's still nice and hot, and I forgot to leave the place the hot stuff. Because I'm a G. Get out of my car. Thank you. Bees. Bees. I actually had a wasp last night, was flying around over here, and I started yelling at him. I said, go back out the window you came in. Get out. And I started yelling to get out of the car, go back out the window. He buzzed around in a circle 3 times and flew out the window he came in. So they do listen. You just gotta be nice. You know, I didn't really yell at him. I asked him politely to get the hell out of my car, and he left, so that was nice. And I'm doing it backwards. I know what I'm doing. I'm exhausted. I'm in a lot of pain. My liver is not behaving correctly. I'm in a pretty bad way with that. I was getting sicker and sicker the last 3 days, and that wasn't good, of course, because your liver upsets your belly, if you understand my meaning to that. And yeah, that wasn't fun. That was not fun. Will you get out, please? They can smell the minute I popped open this blueberry mix. Everybody's flying through the van now. Now I gotta pour the water without burning myself. Um, yeah, it was a real shitty experience. Wasn't so bad when it happened in January, but yeah, it's not good. So they threw the car back on the computer again. Wanted to make sure. Ow, ow, ow. Yeah, I got myself a little bit, a couple of drops, boiling hot water. Um, that was not fun. It got very hot for a couple of days, and then after that, we had rainy season kicked in, and it was raining like all day long. Um, not great, but okay. Now I got way too much water left over. Can I put hot water in the mix? Am I screwing this up on purpose? Well, I'm gonna put it in right away. So let's put that over there. We're gonna try it. What the hell? The Lord never. No one loves a coward, right? Okay. Okay. So your regular sandwich maker. I gotta heat it up. The only problem is that these batteries have a tough time. I've noticed the smaller batteries work better, but the bigger battery is having an issue with thermostats. It keeps turning itself off every time the thermostat turns off. So while you're using the sandwich maker, check to make sure that your equipment is actually still receiving power. And we're on. Let's get that done. Okay, so blueberry muffin mix, just add milk. We're adding water. You you can substitute milk for water without screwing up your recipe too bad. So putting some coconut flakes in just because I can. Um, saving some for later. My nighttime sugar snacks. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of construction happening in the park. They must have got a nice chunk of change for fixing stuff up. Um, so where are we going from here? I was getting sick. I feel so bad. You'll understand in a minute. I'm running 101.3, which means I'm in a little deep doo-doo right now. Something's afoot with my liver. Started 3 days ago, and it's not getting any better. Which is in turn annoying my gallbladder, like a lot. Having liver and gallbladder issues, which in turn is really aggravating my pancreas. So I'm having a hard time eating at all. Smoothies or solid food. Obviously, I'm making the muffins. One of my biggest issues I noticed was I stopped eating bread. I was trying to go through what I was doing with my mother as she was getting sicker. And one of the big things that she had to cut out because it made her extremely sick was bread, and I forgot about that. So I bought saltines. I gotta go replace bread with crackers now. Um, the cake isn't so bad, but the the bread is really bad. Plus, it's freaky bread. And everybody knows that, right? That stuff is weird. How you can crush your bread and it just snaps right back. Yeah, I tried that. So, no more bread. If anything, there's a bakery I can go to where they make everything homemade. There's eggs, flour, water. That's it. Nothing in it. They don't put anything in it. It's just expensive, and it's like $5 for a loaf of bread like this big. Okay, like that big, a short loaf. So I also need to go back to either some kind of pumpernickel or rye bread. Um, I do better with those breads. Can't have the 7 grains because it lowers your blood sugar too much. And I'm adding a little bit extra water to this mix to make it a little bit thinner. Not a lot, but a little bit thinner than pancake mix, okay? Because too thick, it won't cook in the machine. And it takes like 15 minutes to make one round of these, so we have some time. Shazammies. I'll show you what I'm doing in a minute. I can't hold the stupid camera. You don't need a lot. You just need like 2 tablespoons of the stuffing. I'm going to show you what I did in a minute. And then before I close the lid, just gotta fill this sucker up. Not too much because it's mixed. So put some on this side. Okay. Worry about cutting it in half later. I'll show you what I did. We still on? We're still going. Okay. No, can you see that? I completely filled it. There we go. Now we're gonna close the lid. Did you just turn off completely? Yeah, it did. Turn it back on again. Lights on. About 10-15 minutes. I think the other one took longer because I didn't really thin it out a lot. That's the best we're gonna get with this right now. I'm sorry. And I gotta cover up my mix with a pot lid. Oh. Okay. There you go. Yeah, we got the door open. I've been lucky the last couple of days. It's been very rainy, very cloudy. Not good for charging stuff up, but what are you gonna do? And I really don't need this water, so, right? No, because I'm adding ice to that. So, there you go. All nice and clean, boiled all the water. I love this pot. I forget how, I think this was like 40 bucks. That's the name. I got it 4.5 years ago on Amazon when I was getting all my hurricane supplies ready to pack into my evacuation vehicle, my hurricane evacuation hotel on wheels vehicle. Um, Also to lower my electric bill, having really bad issues with that for the last few days too. Um, so forgot where I was going. Keep losing my place because I'm on fire. My whole body is just on fire. I thought it was really hot yesterday while I was at the dealer, and I felt awful. And but it was nice being in there with the air conditioner. But my fingers, like when I had to leave the library 2 years ago, my fingers turned purple from the air conditioning. I was freezing. I was verging on Bell's palsy because I was sitting in the draft of that, and that's a nasty thing to happen. You end up with palsy, and sometimes it's permanent, Sometimes it goes away in a couple of days. Sometimes it goes away in, what was it, 7, 8 months. Richard's father had it. He went to the gym. He swimming in the ice cold, in the cold water in the pool. He went into the sauna. Then he took a shower. It was January. He dried his hair, and the minute he walked out the door on the way to the car, this happened to him. Rich had to go get him. He went back inside. They called him. Then they called an ambulance, took his father to the hospital, and they told him he had Bell's palsy. It's from catching a draft. You can get it in the summer. You can get it in the winter. It just, that's it. Hold on, it turned off again. Stupid thing. Why am I down at 88% already? Nothing's kind of really working right today. And I know we got crazy solar flares. Like, nothing wanted to charge. Stuff didn't want to turn on for a day or two. Was having all kinds of weird battery issues, especially with the phone. I was plugging stuff in and it wouldn't charge. It just wouldn't start charging, like, at all. During that X flare thing when we're getting all the northern lights. So, back to the van. So, they got all that in, got the starter in, they were all cheering. I figured everything was going well when I heard them all clapping to each other. There was like 8 of them out there. 6 or 8 of them were working out there every day. I don't know how those guys do it in the heat and the rain and lightning with those doors open. It's a dangerous job down here. Auto repair in Florida. These guys should get paid hazard pay. I'm telling you, they got those doors open. They're working with electrical equipment. Everything in there is steel. You know, just saying water comes in and it's flat. They don't have a ramp up into the garage. The floor of their garage is ground level. So when it floods, water's coming in. That's why there's a couple of bays where they can get underneath the car. But normally they do everything up in the air. They don't have a lot of in-ground stuff down here where they work under your vehicle. Because of that. So while they were here and under there, not yet, sticking now. Oh, because I forgot to put the oil on. I forgot to oil this stupid thing. Well, these are going to be messy. Okay. I got to get the oil out. Hold on a minute. That requires maneuvering stuff around. There we go. Got an open drawer. And I did this now that it's summertime. Okay. A little bottle of oil that's normally all white and solid. I just poked a little hole in the cap. Like a salad shaker. Okay. Salad dressing opening. There you go. Also, it doesn't leak all over the place. So they went in, they checked on the timing chain. Looks perfect. Nice and clean, bright and shiny. They actually think it can't be that old. So this guy, when he did the transmission, probably did the timing chain. So I got a while on that, but every time I come in, they are going to inspect the timing chain. Every single time I pull in for my oil, for my tires, whatever. So, shit. Are they done? Crap. It got stuck. Here, you want to see what a mistake is? Oh, just the top. Here, look, quick. Or I fix it. Okay, I forgot to put the oil on the pan. Or butter or something. It just took the top layer off, but it's coming off. Well, it will. They're done. It will in a minute. No, how are you getting that out of there? How are you getting that out of there, smart ass? Huh? Huh? Ooh. The bottom's coming off. It's just more sticky. All right, the top is more stickier. Oh, it's coming off in one piece. I'll show you in a minute. I think that all turned off now. I'm going to kill this battery today, but I don't need it. I also made a purchase yesterday. Okay, it's still in one piece. Maybe when it cools off, it'll stick back together. And they came out nice and crunchy. Can we get off? No room for that. Yeah, I have a little spatula, but I don't know about using it. Oh, no. Here, see, I was about to do it again. Feel me? Little oil on the paper towel. See how well? Nice. Nice, nice, nice. No spillings. And remember, the paper towel is going to get really hot, so double it over a couple of times. You're going to burn yourself. Because the paper absorbs the heat really quick, especially with the oil on it. So, wiping it around. Yeah, I would have one of those silicone brushes, but you know what? That's a lot to clean. Those things are annoying. I bought one years ago and threw it out the first time I used it. Enough of that. It just keeps turning my electric port off. So, two more. Let me just get this in here. So, otherwise, everything was looking good. There's no rust underneath the car either. Everything's looking good with that too. They were checking on that for me. They did like a whole little overhaul on the car. And they like inspected everything. Everything looks good. Everything looks good. The brakes aren't even grinding because they must have cleaned those off too. They were under the car a while. Okay, let's do it again. Okay. I'm just sitting here and sweat is just pouring off of me. Not because it's hot. It's not. I mean, it is. It's humid, but it's not. It's me. The minute I do anything, I start sweating because I'm running, like I said, 101, was it 0.3, 0.4? Yeah. So, this is why with the sweating with cancer, most women are misdiagnosed with menopause. They diagnosed me a few years too early with menopause. And I wasn't having any issues in the hoo-ha area either. Everything was functioning correctly. There was no malfunctioning of the hoo-ha going on, okay? And still, I had menopause. Bullshit. I had cancer. All over. So, make sure you have your doctor do the cancer screening panel the minute anyone starts mentioning menopause and hot flashes to you, okay? Just to be on the safe side, and I don't know why they don't. Anyway, so everything's looking okie dokie. Next thing is probably that I'll probably need tires first more than anything, but they're still doing good, and I don't do a lot of driving anymore right now. So we're going to be taking very good care and babying the car as much as possible. But like I said, it's going to be the end of, it'll be, this month is screwed because I got no money. I got $130 left. I'm going to have to be doing food pantries and stuff like that. And no, I don't receive food stamps. Too many issues with food stamps. But I may or may not go back on it for a little while. just to help me out a little bit. Um, I just don't like that. You can get in lots of trouble just for doing something stupid. And although I don't kind of have to worry about that anymore, but I don't know. I just don't like what they do to people. I mean, there are people who abuse it outright, and yeah, those people deserve, committing fraud. But because so many people are committing food stamp fraud, that it's like everybody's guilty until proven innocent. And, it's ridiculous. And I really don't want no part of that. But anyway, I might have to do it again. Usually it takes 40 days, so what I might do is go sign up next week. Oh God. And try it again for a little while. Uh, the only thing is like a 5-hour voyage to go sign up again, to re-sign. You can do it, you can sign up in a place, but to renew it, they want you to go all the way to Tallahassee. Well, they figure if you got food stamps, you ain't got a job, you got plenty of time to make a 5-hour voyage in one direction. That's a 10-hour turnaround just for the driving. That's not waiting for the bus if you don't have a car, okay? Trying to get back and forth. I'm not spending 14 hours just to reapply for food stamps if this is still the law. They wanted me to bring my 97-year-old grandmother all the way up there when I could have took her to any office in my town just to verify that she was actually alive. Okay, they wanted me to drag her ass for a 12-hour ride to walk in and sign a paper in person so they could physically see her. I could have did that down here. That's idiotic. So I don't know if the rules have changed. I'm gonna find out this week. Go talk to this woman who I know signs people up and see what happens. But yeah, accepting government money has its drawbacks. Oh, and it's still stuck. Okay, it's almost done. Um, but they came out pretty good, nice and crunchy on both sides. Thin out the mix. This might have been a little thicker, but they are muffins. But yeah. And the pancake mix works in there too. Any of those mixes will work. I'm just not sure about the banana muffin mix. That stuff is very thick and kind of chunky, and I don't know if that's going to work out right, but I'll let you know. Um, okay, we're going to just turn it off. I was at 98%, and I'm down to 82%. That's not so bad. Not real bad. I wish I had my blueberry muffin pie filling. I ate that the other day. I was saving that for last because I was running out of sugar. Um, but definitely sitting in that parking lot for 2 weeks sucked a lot. And I think that they went so crazy overboard on checking everything was because they sat there looking at me every single day, pulling in and out of the parking lot because I was parking where they were parking, watching this go on. So, and I was sweating my ass off out there, let me tell you. About four days of that was 100 degrees, over 100 degrees. And we have triple digits coming this weekend. And then that'll be it. It'll be full blown 100 degrees every day. Um, mm, They come out good. It's a muffin. It's a triangle muffin. Right? Look how pretty. Look how pretty. It's a mess, but it's good. Um, Trying to think of what else. Not much, but yeah, it is rainy, crazy rainy season here. Um, Working here. Not a lot, just enough. What's this one? Where's the lid? The lid. Um, but yeah, it's gonna take me until next month to be bad because I gotta pay 2 phone bills and my UPS box. I had to forfeit the gym membership that I just joined because I won't have the money to pay that. That sucks because I missed my I had to pay, I think it was $45 for the yearly membership fee. It's a one-time fee, and I missed that with the payment. That was, say, 60. I need like $70 just to pay the gym, and $25 a month. So by the time I get that straightened out, it could be September, and I don't even know if they're gonna help me fix that, clear that up. I don't know. I'm gonna explain what happened and see what happens. Nothing I could do. And that sucks because I really like that place. Um, so just by the car breaking down, like I'm saying in my last couple of videos, you're really thinking about doing this. There's no saving money. One catastrophe just screwed me up from June to September before I'll be able to get everything paid for. I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't. But I will figure it out eventually. Not worried about food or about putting gas in the car. I can get food. It's going to make me sick because it's crap out of a can in a box, which I normally don't do that because I can't now. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't. You know, I'm trying not to think about it because it's really, really depressing. And that's it. I got no way to fix it. Absolutely no way to fix this. And it was funny because when I went to pay, I'm using my disability card. It didn't want to go through. It didn't want to go through because I was wiping out my entire check with one swipe. It took 4 times before it would let it go through to make sure I really wanted to do this and this, like, it wasn't a mistake. Finally, they let it. I didn't know what the hell I was going to do. They just finished the work, and now the card won't let me pay. I know one of them would have came with me to a Mac machine, and drove with me to a Mac machine until I took the cash out and at 2 different places. But my card was trying to save me from like someone stealing my money. It's like, yo, 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 you're spending your whole check in one swipe. What the hell are you doing? You know? And finally we did it and money was gone. So I went through the van, well, a couple of days before to see what I actually had. Do not leave anything liquid with your canned foods. Cans with cans, and that's it. Came out of the gym one night and I threw my shampoo into the drawer because I didn't have any place to put it at the moment, and I forgot about it. Well, it was in the front of the car and it got very hot. The bottle swelled up, popped open the lid, and all of my shampoo leaked out all over my main drawer with all the good foods. My canned ham, my canned meats, gone. I have 30 cans of food that I have to now throw in the garbage tomorrow because they all rusted. So all my hurricane, a good 60% of my hurricane supply food is ruined. That crap rain. Ugh. I don't know if it's going to pour or just shower a little bit, but it's going to be a little bit longer video. Leave it up and just talk for a few minutes. But yeah, this is live, raw, and unedited van life. The real deal. Not the bullshit stories of the edited crap you see everywhere else. I really don't. I don't know what I'm going to do. There's no way to fix it. There's no nothing. I left the GoFundMe up in case. I'm going to leave it up for a while and see what happens. Two lovely people sent some money. Thank you very much. I appreciate that a lot. You really do. I'm going to use that money on the GoFundMe that the two people donated to help pay the phone bill next month. So if I only have to take 100 of my money next month with the $80 I got, then it won't be so bad. You know, I could pay the phone bill that way. It's catching up on everything else. There's something else I didn't have besides the phone, and I can't remember what it was, but it'll only be like 14 days before I can get the phone turned back on after that, and I don't have to worry because my friend is coming back, and uh, sleeping where I sleep, it's an excessively really busy parking lot, so I don't have to worry about anything going on. So for those 2 weeks where I won't have a telephone, I will be staying there. Um, so yeah, so this is what happens when the shit hits the fan, or the shit when the shit hits your starter. Um, and it's like, I mean, now that gas is coming down, it won't be so bad, and I got the refrigerator functioning. So what I did was I've been messing with it for the last couple of days, and I don't leave it on, draining the battery. I get one bag of ice, put it in, and then every 3 hours, depending on how hot it is, put it on every 2 hours for a half an hour, just to keep the temperature between 44 degrees and 38. That fluctuation isn't so bad, and it's, not like I got, fresh pork, or, if I have some kind of fresh meat like chicken or something like that, then hell yeah, I'm gonna buy ice every day. Um, but one bag of ice lasted me almost 3 days. Turning the refrigerator on every 2, 3 hours for a half an hour, it only drained the battery like 3% for the half an hour. Like I said, this other battery, for some reason, um, keeps turning off when the compressor turns off. So while the compressor is on, it stays on. So once I reach my temperature and the compressor turns off, the battery automatic shuts down. If it's not having a draw, it turns itself off. Just like with making This thing is crazy hot all over. There's like not a cold, and I turned this off a while ago. Maybe 10 minutes ago? This thing is hotter than hell. Okay, I need better spray here. So, I'm gonna get a... Did you see that? I don't even know. There you go. So, oi, 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 oi. Will you stop that? Oh, it's all loose and sloppy. There we go. That's better. Okay. Um. Oh, damn! That plastic's hot. I didn't touch the thing. I just touched the bottom of the handle of that thing. Ow! That hurts. Look at it. I got a boo boo. Look at that shit. Ow. Um. Can't even think right now. My head's going in 100 million directions. I'm in agonizing pain. I feel like sick to my stomach. I'm throwing up when you have liver issues. Do a lot of vomiting because the gallbladder is not working, which is really aggravating my pancreas. And I don't know if it's still... No, it was more swollen yesterday. It was like hanging over. I actually had a love handles. That's how I know things are going wrong, when I got love handles at 90 pounds. Okay? That's when you really know shit's going wrong. The doctor laughed. One day I walked in and he was listening to my lungs, and he wanted to look at my spine because it's getting a little curvy. So while he was doing my exam on my spine and listening to the lungs, he was looking. He says, "Oh," he said, "wait, did you put on weight?" I said, "No." I said, "No." And he looked at the thing. He says, "Oh, no." He said, "You actually lost weight. I lost 3 pounds from the prior visit." So he was looking, and he went to touch the poofy, my muffin tops coming over my pants. I screamed. I screamed. So my love handles are being caused by a cranky liver uh, and a kidney over here. Um, it's annoying when all these things tie themselves together. You know, your kidneys don't work, your liver doesn't work, it messes up your gallbladder, your appendix, your pancreas, and your kidneys. Um, and then it screws with your heart and your blood pressure, because the kidneys aren't functioning, it messes with your blood pressure and your blood flow. So it's like one wrong thing, like I said, is a domino effect. Bing, bing, bing. Even if I didn't have cancer in all the other organs, it would still be causing the same problems. But because I have cancer in all those organs, and we're almost positive now it's in the pancreas, because I got a really bad spot over here that when I touch it, I want to pass out from the pain. And it takes a few minutes for the pain to subside after I push on it and release. Um, Releasing, if you got a pain somewhere and you poke at it, you push it in, and then it hurts like real bad. When you let go real fast, because you got to push down and let go like that. If it snaps back, like you're pushing in a balloon, it goes poof and pops back up. Whatever it is you're pushing, your stomach, you got issues. If you're screaming worse after you let go, you're in some big trouble. So it's hurting more on the release than it is when I'm pressing in. One of the physicians at the Rare Cancer Center up in Gainesville showed me how to do this myself, so I didn't have to come 8-hour voyage back and forth for him just to poke me to scream when he lets go. So most of my doctors have explained and showed me how to do this myself. I'm a triage medic. I spent 6 months with the firemen, the rescue guys, learning road, like an army medic. Triage medic is what I am. I'm a certified triage medic. Um, and now we're adding in like other stuff, you know. So I can do this myself without having to run back and forth to the hospital for absolutely no reason because I had gas or I had to go to the bathroom or you know what I mean. Also, I'm a lady. We get all kinds of crazy pains in there because of our lady parts. So to teach me how to distinguish normal, uncomfortable pain because I'm a woman to I need to go to the hospital and get an x-ray quickly uh stuff also so I don't waste my time. I don't hear crap from the insurance company that I'm going too often to the emergency room, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. And worry about getting scheduled for an MRI or a CAT scan when I can just go through the emergency room, which I have permission to do that. It saves them. When I talked to my 4 caseworkers about 7 years ago at the United Healthcare, um, I said, if we do this, it'll save you money. I know it's an ER visit, but I'd have to go to primary care, which is $225 just for that. Then I gotta, uh, just to get the prescription, then I gotta go to the MRI place, which I gotta wait for an appointment. So I'm going screaming about my liver that I'm in pain, but it could take me 6 weeks to get an appointment for a scan right now. They are just overloaded. Um, Especially here where I am. Um, and no, there's no moving. Because I became homeless. You think because you were homeless, you could bop around wherever you want and just tell them where you are. No, no. My doctors are here. That's it. That is my I'm in a restricted zone right here. And that's that. I cannot go outside of there. Only if it's life threatening and I'm outside the county can I go to an emergency room. But if I have a broken arm, broken leg, some crap like that, I have to get my ass back to the county because they ain't paying for that. I ain't paying for that. Um, Not even on vacation do they pay. When you got Medicare, Medicaid. Okay, Medicare might do it, but the Medicaid portion is what's dragging my ass down and restricting me to one place. And without that Medicaid portion, forget it. Forget it. Way too expensive. So I put up with what I put up with just so everything is covered as far as that's concerned. Um, but I explained to them how it would save them at least the office visit. And then by the time I get scheduled, whatever, say it'll take me 3 weeks to go to the doctor to get an appointment for an MRI. Well, 3 weeks from now, what if that was my appendix and it's about to burst? And we don't get an ultrasound and we don't do a scan and we don't know it's the appendix. We're thinking it's the liver. It could be the gallbladder. Your gallbladder can explode just like your appendix. So I have a couple of really nasty issues that are extremely life-threatening at that point when I'm in this much pain and running 103 fever. You know, it's like, damn, you know. So we had a long chat. I actually had a video chat with the entire board, medical review board from United Healthcare when I first got on and got my diagnosis, and because they had to put me in a special category. And they've been extremely helpful. I know everybody hates their freaking health insurance, but I cannot say enough about the crew that I got. I got very lucky. I have 5 designated specialists uh, attached to my case that all I do is pick up the phone, give my name, and they go through the list and see who I need to talk to, which part of the body is hurting, and bam, they put me right on, or they call me back within 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Because everything is so severe and life-threatening. Um, so working with them they've been pretty good with me, and I really appreciate it. I leave them messages. At the end you can stop and leave a voicemail message for the review board and the people who run the insurance to listen to. They do listen to those things. They really do. Um, and they've been real nice. They've actually called me in the very beginning. They were calling me once a week to check on me, make sure I was okay. Did I need anything? Was I having any problems? Uh, am I waiting for an appointment where maybe they can intervene and call on my behalf, which they did. And instead of waiting 3 weeks, I only had to wait 3 days. Um, so they would rather I went to the emergency room because of those things being life threatening issues, um, than to have that happen and then have a bigger bill for surgeries and crap like that. Okay, you get it. If I don't go to the emergency room and I gotta wait 6 weeks for the appointment, in 6 weeks, from one scan, I was supposed to go 12 weeks. I was 6 or 7 weeks in to the 12 weeks where I was supposed to go back for the scan on my liver. I was in pain, like I am sick. This could just be more tumors and lesions growing on the liver, because when stuff is growing, you feel like you got the flu. It's just nasty. You're sick as a dog, and you feel like you got the flu, and it never goes away. Um, so all in all, they've been very, very good to me. And I greatly appreciate that with these people. I'm saving them money. I pleaded my case, you know, which 15 years pleading my case for seniors, for disabled, for veterans, just trying to get crap. I'm used to talking to senators and congressmen in a room and begging them for money for shit. Okay? I'm good at that kind of thing, and breaking down numbers and explaining how cheap it is. I've been watching my mother do that for my whole life, and I was very good at it. That's why they wanted me to run for state representative. I was good at explaining and breaking stuff down, and making it seem like they were getting a bargain, which they are. It's saving the insurance company hundreds of thousands of dollars every year to just let me go to the emergency room when I'm in agonizing pain, because in 6 weeks, get off, in 6 weeks or 7 weeks into my 12 weeks of going back, I ended up in the emergency room because I was screaming in pain. I thought it was my appendix. I really did. And I went in, and it was the liver. That was the beginning of the really bad liver cancer setting in. I grew 3 lesions and 2 tumors. That's 5 things altogether in 6 weeks. Say 6.5 weeks. That it should have taken 2.5 years to grow. That's how fast the shit is growing. Instead of coming out as a stage 1, it grows so rapidly that it comes out at a stage 2, and that's because of the radiation exposure. No one took a COVID shot. Have you lost your minds? Um, it's from the radiation exposure. It's making stuff grow exponentially faster, but it's the radiation is, now I'm going to use the word because this is a medical term, it is retarding the staging process. It's slowing it down. Okay, so instead of stage 1 being 2 years, I'm getting 4 years per stage, or whatever it is. Okay, each stage has a different length of time of where you're going to go from stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3 to stage 4. I'm getting an added 1 to 2 to 3 years per stage as it's going from this to this to this. But that doesn't stop the amount of growth. Okay? I can grow 100 tumors on my kidneys, but they're still stage 2. And it's staying stage 2 for a really long time. I'm now entering stage 3 on the kidneys where I should be gone already. Okay, this is what it does. It doesn't stop the multiplying of the cancer. It doesn't stop the metastasizing of the cancer. What it does is that it retards the acceleration process into the next stage. So that's why we do as much over irradiating me as possible. Going, when I get a CAT scan, I go through the machine twice, like I said, just to get an added dose of full body head to toe exposure, which is sucky because it makes you very, very sick, especially me, because there's no fat to absorb the radiation and or protect myself from it. You know what I mean? And so I take the full brunt of any x-ray, CAT scan, or MRI that I go through. I don't know, we got off on a tangent here, but I'm really sick. I'm really sick. Shit is progressing and getting worse. It's scary. It's really scaring me. But being a major organ like the liver and the kidneys, I'd rather die of renal failure than a massive heart attack. I'll tell you that if I could pick one out of the two, because I've gone through both. I'd rather die of renal failure than go through another heart attack again. And especially the last one that's gonna get me, that's just gonna hurt like hell. I don't want to go through that. So I pray every day the Lord takes one of my organs and that the ship bypasses my heart, because I don't ever want to go through that again. Okay. Um, so what else? Oh, also for the last week, and it's not the heat. Like I said, it was only a couple of days that I got over 100. With the rainy season, it was cloudy all day. It rained almost all day long, on and off. And it actually rained during the hottest times of the day. It was raining between 1 in the afternoon and 4:30. We would get like a nice 3-hour shower, which killed the hottest part of the day, which sucked because I wasn't getting any batteries, but that was fine. I was under a light next to a thing. I had plenty of light. I didn't have to worry about charging my solar lights or anything like that. And I used my new little my fruit lights, my fruit cup lights. Oh, you can't see them, but I use my fruit lights. Oh, yeah, kidneys involved. Kidney involved situations. And just turning, just doing this, lifting my arm, pulls across the back and the liver. Um, oh, oh, I knew I had something else to show you. Hold on a second. Problem is, I don't know if I can reach the box without screaming. So if I'm screaming, don't worry. And just because I stretched too far forward. Ah. I swear to God, I don't know why anybody signs up to do this shit. I really don't. You know, like I knew as a kid everybody gets sick and gets cancer, crap like that. You know what I mean? But it wasn't until I was more involved with both my parents, and by then I already said, okay, I do. I will. Yeah, I'll sacrifice everything. Okay. Because no one was getting sick then. Oh, damn. So I went in, I could only go to one place yesterday. I was in so much pain. I went to Walgreens. I didn't want to go to another store in case, like I said, the shit hit the fan again. At least I was in Walgreens. I was in the right place if I was going to pass out or something, okay? They had this was like $13.99. It was 14 bucks. And Honeywell is a good product. Wait, where is it? Is that it? Yeah. So this is this. Pause, zoom in, whatever you want. Is that the English side? Yes. For those of you in Hispano land, there you go. So, this little guy, we're going to see how, I almost went back and got another one and said, screw it, I have no money, but we got triple digits coming, and sorry, Walmart. That's the last of the Walmart bullshit. Oh, this was cheaper than this. This guy is still blowing backwards. No air, nothing, barely blowing anything. I don't know what's wrong with these things. I don't know. I think I didn't notice the first summer because it was so hot. I just figured it was blowing hot air at me. I didn't even notice that they weren't even blowing. I had a lot on my mind. So, and I was very sick that summer too, again. So, we got this guy. I'm gonna give it a shot. Now, this takes a little bit to charge up. It was taking kind of a lot of battery. It was taking, I think, like 15 or 20% to charge it to 100%. So, this little guy takes 4 AA batteries that only made it through the night. I tested it last night. Just wanted to see how long the battery portion will last. Takes 4 AAA batteries. Lasted about 7 hours altogether. Okay. Honeywell. Where's the stupid thing? Okay. So, where's the stupid thing? Okay. As you can see, you can plug it in there or plug it in with that. Okay. USB, or you could use it with electricity or batteries, which took me forever to realize because it says 4 AAA batteries, but there is no instructions on how to put the batteries in. So, you know, I forgot 2 holes. So I put the 2 batteries in. It's not turning on. I said, maybe they're dead. I tried 2 more. I put them in something else to work. I said, what the hell's wrong with this piece of crap? Pull the tab. I said, why did they put the tab on the under? I said, morons, what did they do? The battery pack comes out. I forgot about this. So, yeah, 4 batteries. I took one out. Actually, I should take them all out in a minute. Let's do that now before they explode and ruin this thing. Yeah, these lasted most of the night. I crapped out about 4 a.m. It's okay because I've been up since, for some reason, my clock is set to 5 a.m. I don't know why this is happening. It's like no matter what time I fall asleep, I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's driving me nuts and I can't go back to bed. Is this the right way? Upside down. Okay. All right, get out. I emptied the toilet bags. Get out. There's nothing to smell here. Go away. Oh, they're going after my muffins. Get off. So, yeah, it will run on batteries. It'll last you most of the day. So, not so bad. $1 a day when there's no electricity. Is this the right way? Yes. Okay. So, enough of that. So, I did the hole for that guy. Ah, and yes, let me unplug that. A very lovely woman whom I met roughly a week after. Was it a week? 2 weeks. Richard came. Oh no, I was in his ashes. I had to go pick up a death certificate. My copy of it. Um, I just come back. I was doing some other stuff at his hotel. Had to sign some papers, clean out his locker, do a bunch of stuff, and saw some people who we were friends with over there. And on the way back, I stopped at the funeral parlor to pick up my copy of the death certificate. And on the way home, I had to pick up something for the house. I don't even remember what it was, but I had to go to Home Depot. Let's turn this on. I'll tell you the Home Depot story in a minute. Am I on? Can we pull it? It's very quiet. Hear that? But I can hold this over 3 feet away, which is their big selling thing. Oh yeah, and you can hang it. There you go. See, it makes a stand, which is the handle. You can. Oh, where's my finger? There it is. You can do that, or just carry it in your hand. Why wouldn't you just carry the strap? I don't know. And yes, I have to keep one free on the nail polish. Yes, I gotta do my nails, but one free for my oxygen meter. I'm having some issues because my blood pressure is dropping through the floor like a rock. It was 100 over 90, which is not great. Not great when those two numbers are almost exactly the same. And you have to watch the bottom number compared to your pulse rate, because when one flips over the other, which is the bottom number, I believe, being higher, equal or higher than your pulse rate, okay, the bottom number on your blood pressure needs to be under the pulse. When it goes higher than the pulse, that actually means that your heart is having issues, and your blood is back building, and you can actually reverse the flow. Your blood flow can go backwards through your heart instead of going forward. Okay, that's the thing. I didn't even know that could happen. So this little guy, where do you see this? You're gonna love this. Where do you see how many watts it takes? Yes, that's 0. Triple zeros. Did you see that? I'm trying to make sure you can actually see that. Yeah, I'm sideways. I can't turn it the other way. Oh, yeah, I can. Hold on. 0, 0, 0. 0 watts. Now, an issue for some of these is that when you're pulling less than 1 watt, it'll turn off. This guy stayed on, and I have a smaller battery, which works better with these kinds of products that don't take as much. So I use one for using low wattage ones, and you just got to mess around with the batteries. Bigger is not always better. That's what he said. So, okay, when you're using very low wattage things, if they're not working right, it's because your battery's too big. You're not pulling enough to even let it know. Now, on the great big one, now I couldn't even use this. Wouldn't even stay on. Kept turning itself off, like with the compressor, which is fine. So I don't forget to turn off the refrigerator. I plug it into the big one. Now, when the compressor kicks off, the whole battery just shuts itself off. I love that one. But yeah, this is nice. It was wonderful last night and didn't even budge that battery one line. So yeah, I was using this. I'm gonna see how long this lasts before this shit starts blowing backwards. So I stopped myself this morning from going to get another one in case this does what this one's doing. But because this is just on a rechargeable motor, I think this might actually work better because it's plugged into electricity. And if I could use no electric to do this, that's freaking amazing. So I might get one more of these. I'm going to test it out for a couple of more days. They just went out on the shelves. So That's it, and it's turbo to go. They make a bigger one. I don't know how much that takes wattage wise, but I'll figure it out. God, that feels good. I'm on fire. I'm just sweating, so just my whole body is sweating. Uh, Cancer sucks. Big time. I still have to charge the phone up again. I'm just waiting, trying to charge this guy up. So, yeah. Oh, I forgot. Slowly, because, it's made well, but it's still a piece of crap. So, hang it, stand it, do whatever the hell you want with it. But, yeah. And it's got nice hard clicks, like, not sloppy. So, this thing was excellent. Excellent last night. Like, you gotta baby this junky stuff, okay? And it fits, look how tiny it is. So, this I use to keep this guy cold while I'm using it because it's so hot out here. Like I said, the heat was killing these guys. They weren't charging. I was running the battery, it was disappearing. And instead of 5 hours, it was gone in two. The heat was just killing the batteries. So, and overheating everything. Having the most trouble with the tablet, and then especially holding it in these phone mounts here. So I'm gonna strictly use this for cooling off the tablet and when I'm watching stuff on here, which soon I won't have to worry about that for about 2 weeks. So whatever. So yeah. Creepy people just moved their RV like because they can like see right into my van. So I gotta sit back a minute. Hold on. All the places to go, and they're pretty far away, but they're like aimed right at stupid door. Oh, okay. This is an hour and 20 minutes. You like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. I was on a roll. I just wanted to show you everything. I have no idea when the hell you're going to see this. But when I get everything back and up and running. Oh, these are the ones I used. Right? Yeah. We're going to put you guys over here. Oh, no. Did I do that? No. There it is. Hold on. Wait. Wait. Got it. I didn't want to mess up the good with the bad batteries. Put those in the other folder. Okay. I didn't want to mess up the old batteries with the brand new batteries. Um, but yeah. So, pros and cons of van life, especially in the heat down here. So, I just wanted to get this all in. And this will be a really, really long video. Hour and 20 minutes. You make it, you make it. Watch it in segments. I don't want to hear a comment about how fucking long it was and how long it took you to watch because right now I don't give a shit. That's all I can do. I wanted to get it all out. This is the movie length version. I go another 10 minutes, it'll be an hour and a half. It's like watching a little movie. Um, so that's it. Let me cut myself off before I keep going. I think we covered everything. New functional items and van life experiments. How to test yourself. You know, it's just a lot to cover. A lot of van stuff, a lot of sick stuff, a lot of everything stuff. So there you go. Figure this will make up for not throwing up a video for an entire month. See you guys later. If you can help me out, I would appreciate it because it's going to take me till September to bounce back from this repair. It's screwing everything up, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't. One stupid repair because I don't have a credit card. I tried applying again. I tried applying again. I can't get one. There was nothing I could get. Just to be able to have it for an emergencies, for emergency car repairs. I am on my back. It's on fire. I just want to put an ice pack across my back. Let me get out of here. or something bad happens. 1:20, almost a movie. See you guys later. Have a happy day. Happy hump day. See you sometime in July. Have a good day, everybody. See you soon. And if you can help me out with the GoFundMe, it's under Jennifer Lane. September 11th or 9/11 first responder needs help. Okay? You'll see the photo. I changed my photograph. It's still the red long hair. So, oh, that's actually off of this picture. It's off of this picture. So you're gonna look for this face. Okay? That's Richard. He was very sick at the time. We didn't know what was going on with him. And he also got a lot of bad news at that one particular party. And he never smiles in most of his photos because he has crooked teeth in the front and he was always embarrassed. And he has a really good smile, but he never smiles in pictures. I don't know why. That drove me crazy. Ever since we were kids, he never smiled. Every class picture looked just like that. Even as a kid, he never smiled. So that's the best smirk we could get. I think I have one of him laughing. That's because we were drunk up at the trailer. We had a couple of beers, and there you go. There you go. Have a good day. See you soon. Hope you had a good June, and hoping here's for a better July. Bye, everybody. Catch you later.